Gen Z bustin' a mini. Gen Z bustin' a mini. Itty bitty titties in a bulb. Itty bitty titties in a bulb. 5'3" in an attitude. 5'3" in an attitude. Secret product in the trench. Secret product in the trench.
No! No! Why?
You want to hit on anything you want to team me up for?
Yeah, and your Substack, and then
anything you just want to get feisty about that may not have anything to do with metals, or
we'll see. We'll see. Hey, our guest is Paul Stone, the co-founder and CEO of Colonial Metals Group, a Florida-based precious metal supplier that helps clients leverage gold and silver to develop secure retirement plans. He also has a Substack at thepaulstone.substack.com, and he's an advertiser on the show. Let's say hey to Paul. You know Paul. But Paul, there is something I want to talk to you about. So Elon Musk tweeted this out. He said the Department of Government Efficiency, that's what he's in charge of, right? The DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. And in FY 2023, the U.S. government spent $6.16 trillion while only bringing in $4.47 trillion. The last budget surplus was in 2001. So there it is. That's what we're spending. That's what we're taking in. And Elon Musk tweeted this out, said America is currently headed for bankruptcy super fast. So what I say is that, well, here's what this person said. If we weren't already bankrupt, we wouldn't need to be printing money to pay interest on money we borrowed to spend more money than we had. It's bankruptcy all the way down. That's Tom Elliott. Matt Gaetz got in on it. One of my favorite guys who just quit the Congress. He says, we add $1 trillion in debt every 100 days in 2024. Now, I already knew that because Paul Stone told me that. So I tweeted this out. U.S. government cannot go bankrupt since it prints its own money. I know Elon knows this because here's a video of him saying it. Well, let's listen.
The reason that government, I think, is often the worst at responding to the customers being the people is that they're a monopoly that can't go bankrupt, or usually cannot go bankrupt. So there's not really a cleansing process for a government short of a catastrophe. So, I mean, if you want to complain about the DMV, what's the alternative?
Yeah. Okay, so there he is, and now here's the former head of the Fed, Alan Greenspan, and handsome man, and here's what he has to say.
Are U.S. Treasury bonds still safe to invest in?
Very much so. I think this is not an issue of credit rating. The United States can pay any debt it has because we can always print money to do that. So there is zero probability of default.
So that's when after they downgraded our debt from AAA to AA. Yeah. Right? And so now technically that's true, right, Paul? That because we print our own money, we could but the problem with if we went right now we have a $36 trillion debt. Now, if we printed $36 trillion, why wouldn't we just print $36 trillion and pay it off? What would happen if we did that, Paul?
You would still have $36 trillion in debt. Yeah. So just for a quick visual for to think on, the only way that this would just end nicely is if aliens just came and unloaded a war chest of, maybe 40 trillion at least, and said, here you go, and you don't have to pay us back. But that doesn't fix the problem. The actual problem is the black hole that formed in our financial economy, our numbers, back starting in 1997, when the baby boomers retired. You lost 60 million peak earners from the workforce, and they went on from the production side to the cost side. No one wants to talk about it. I don't know if people are thinking deeply enough about it, but when I started to explain, the justification for considering you might need to protect your retirement savings, I researched everything the best I could to understand, am I actually explaining something that's for real? I mean, how could people in charge of the money in Washington and Wall Street destroy our money? Well, how could they do that? How could they be so visionless?
Can I show you this? Because here's the kind of people who are in charge of our money. This guy gets that. Now, he is Jared Bernstein. He's the chair of the Council of Economic Advisors that advise Biden on economic policy. And I played this for you before, but it's worth playing again Because these are the types of people don't even know what they're doing. Watch this.
The U.S. government can't go bankrupt because we can print our own money.
It obviously begs the question, why exactly are we borrowing in a currency that we print ourselves? I'm waiting for someone to stand up and say, why do we borrow our own currency in the first place?
Like you said, they print the dollar. So why does the government even borrow?
Well, again, some of this stuff gets, some of the language that some of the language and concepts are just confusing. I mean, the government definitely prints money, and it definitely lends that money, which is why the government definitely prints money, and then it lends that money by
hang myself
by selling bonds. Is that what they do?
I just want to hang myself.
They sell bonds. Yeah, they sell bonds, right? Since they sell bonds and people buy the bonds and lend them the money. Yeah. So a lot of times, at least to my ear with MMT, the language and the concepts can be kind of unnecessarily confusing, but there is no question that the government prints money and then it uses that money to yeah, I guess I'm just I can't really talk. I don't get it. I don't know what they're talking about because it's like the government clearly prints money. It does it all the time.
Funny.
Go ahead, bring Paul. It's funny to me because that's so. But go ahead.
It's funny because it's an example of an idiotic person. But what's evil about it is he accepted a job where you can't be an idiot because there's 350 million people, certainly 310, 20 million people counting on you to not be one.
So
I just want to hang myself.
So what do you think Elon Musk meant? So now this guy who's in charge of department, he's going to be inside cutting. Hopefully what he cuts is waste and fraud inside the government. And, most of that is inside the Pentagon, which I don't think he's going to cut that because he gets Pentagon contracts. So what does that leave left? But anyway, I hope he does cut waste and fraud. Let's see. We'll give him a chance. But what do you think he meant? Why would he say that the government can't go bankrupt? He said it.
So let's separate out the government from the country. So let's say the government is a municipal business. It's very unique. It has its own money supply. And they're right. There's no one that you can really hold any of them accountable for. You get to vote for a few people every couple of years and president every 4, but we can't send our army there and stop them from doing their ruinous jobs. We have no power in that way. So they can't go bankrupt. What they're causing, because they can print, right? They can print. But as they print money to pay their bills, as they're just sitting there with blinders on, they'll eventually cause a cup of coffee to be $40.
Right, causes inflation, the money printing.
Yes. So if I eat half a Snickers bar today, and I eat the other half tomorrow and the other half the next day, I could eat on and on. I could be down to splitting atoms, but it's not satisfying my hunger. So mathematically, he froze. Never run out of Snickers bar to eat. I mean, it would be, so far into the future. Mathematically, the government can print money until it's worth 1/100th of a penny, 1,000th of a penny. I was in Italy, and when I was in the Air Force in 1994, my hotel room was 1,000,000 lira. My espresso was 300 lira. They had printed that currency into beyond toilet paper. And that's why they created the euro. All those countries got together with their fancy toilet paper money and created the euro, and now they have 100 years or something out in front of them with a new currency. But this is different because the U.S. is the reserve currency, so all the countries around the world have to deal with our inflation that we're causing them when they buy eggs and wheat and sugar and energy and all that stuff. So yes, the government may not go bankrupt, but eventually the country around them does, and eventually has had enough of all of them and won't listen to them. Because everyone who works for the government is still a person that has to find out what they're going to eat tomorrow. And when food gets so expensive, your paycheck doesn't literally cover a day's worth of food, which is a mathematical certainty, not a probability that I've read and studied the economics lecturers that spend their time toiling on this fact, that one day they won't be there anymore because they'll be wondering what they're going to eat tomorrow.
So
And that's the lunacy of the whole thing. Elon Musk can say he's going to cut from the budget, and we can get to more on that in a second. But that's the crux of the problem. We can't think that because the government can't go bankrupt, America can't, because we are.
I hear what you're saying. So, well, let's get to your Substack, right? So you wrote this Substack, MAGA, please, thank you, but MAGA, I don't know.
Make the dollar great again.
Oh, okay. Make the dollar great again. That's what
I was
that
trying to
is.
be creative, Jimmy.
Oh, I'm too dumb to understand. Of course, now after you explain it,
Well, you witnessed that whoever that guy was,
Paul,
that
Jared
he scrambled
Bernstein?
your brain for a minute.
Yeah. You know what I say to that? You know what I say to that guy?
You're fired. Get out of here. You're fired.
Okay. So here, let me give a little bit. I have a couple paragraphs from your Substack. And it says, if you think the financial experts are optimistic, think again. A recent survey from the CFA Institute found that 77% of investment analysts believe U.S. finances are on an unsustainable path. Over 60% say the U.S. lacks the political will to fix it. And almost 2/3 thinks we'll lose our reserve currency status within 15 years. That's what we've been talking about on the show with you and other people about BRICS and all these other economic power centers that are now forming to oppose the United States being the reserve currency. One potential solution, instead of focusing solely on drastic spending cuts or tax hikes, we could prioritize economic growth along with gut-wrenching cuts. Before any situation would exist on retarding the $35 trillion in debt, it would have to stop being added to. And that, dear readers, a Trump victory will absolutely restore sound and proven infrastructure back in the life systems Americans require for pursuing happiness. But I write this so no one lays back and awaits the grand revival that includes fixing the massive black hole in our financial structure. Why must the government spend? What is the source? That is how, whether you are 9 or 90, we can learn what the hell the problem sources from. Once we know that, then we know the truth. The black hole is this. Now, truly visualize this. You own a farm, a 10 million acre farm with 1 million workers from back in 1960. In 1997, you were just referring to this earlier. In 1997, 300,000 workers retired. They quit producing, and you must build them cottages to live in on the farm and pay them a little something so they aren't eating Alpo on the sidewalks. You now have a reality very different from how it all started. When Social Security was invented, there were 44 workers for every retiree. Today, there are 3 workers. Get it? The farm cannot function profitably anymore, so you borrow. You owe $4 trillion in the year 2000. Today, you owe $35 trillion. But damn it, when you borrowed it, it was from our financial future. Your debt isn't debt, it is death. You printed money, which kills the money already in existence. Regarding the potency of the dollar, it'd be like having a party and the bottles of booze that still have some in it, you add water to and fill it back up to full for your next party. Eventually, that's not booze, it's just dirty water. Our dollar's worth is 3 cents when it used to be worth 100. This has been the policy of all our government, all the presidents, and it will continue as it must, or it all stops. The whole damn show in America living would stop. Mathematically speaking, anyway, friggin' math. It does not bend, it breaks. And so the last paragraph I'll show you is to fully restore America, one would have to restore its currency to wholeness. Can the dollar be made great again? If not, all that effort toward restoration of life systems happening within our dying dollar will not be the fundamental at the soil level change needed for real change to then spring forth. So explain exactly what you mean by that. So we need to restore the currency to our wholeness, but you don't think what Elon Musk and Doge and Trump are actually, do you think that will restore the dollar to wholeness or it won't?
No, it was a little tongue in cheek. It's So let's say the government budget, $7 trillion. Let's say that's 100 gallons of diesel, and that's how much we need to get from January to December. And next January, you fill up the tank with 90 gallons. You can't get to December. You're going to be pushing. So the economy has to have every dollar it's printed, or you can't experience the economy like you do today. And most of our fellow American brothers and sisters are experiencing the hell of our economy. You just don't hear from them unless you go into a small town and ask people when they're shopping for groceries what they think about, their groceries and for the week, and do they have to really get, tighten their belts and pick and choose? Are they eating a lot of ramen? Most of the country's that way. But most of the interesting people that make their way onto a camera or in front of a microphone aren't living that way. And so we don't really hear what they're like. George Clooney, is he struggling?
Right.
Does he even know where grocery store is, right?
Right.
And so when you're saying, what can a president Elon Musk do? They can cut spending, but that means the economy goes without money it is dependent on. It's like asking a heroin addict to just go with 3 shots a day instead of 4. If he doesn't get the 4th shot, he's going into Tourette's. He's going into shock. He's going into, delirium tremors. Can't function without the juice. So the real approach is to say, we need to tighten our belts. We aren't going to spend. We are going to be in a world of hurt, but the rest of the world will hurt too. So if you're thinking, oh, well, if we don't spend $1 trillion on the military every year, we're going to get attacked. No, because we'll put China in ashes the minute we don't have all of our stuff there. And I'm not saying it could be easy. This problem has been growing for, a good 24 years, hardcore, since the turn of the century. So America is about people. It's about all different kinds of people, all immigrants of all different colors and races and creeds and belief systems and all different intellects and choice-making capabilities. And that's what makes America great already. America's already great because of the people that live here with all their diversity and things they want to argue about. That's what makes this country great. Make the dollar great, then we get our country back as what it used to be, where we then get to pursue happiness, because that was the main design of this democracy. This land was where we didn't have to live under a monarchy or stupid people with all their greed screwing up life for the rest of us. And that is not possible, because you can't get the government to send a budget to Trump for $5 trillion. They're not going to do it. And if Trump won't sign a budget, then the government gets to do continuing resolution, which was most of the years Obama was president. The Congress, after the first 2 years of Dems in the White House or the Senate and the House, they would send in budgets he wouldn't sign. So Congress just got the same amount of money with a slight uptick the next year. I don't know how you kill this beast. It can't happen from within. A bankruptcy is what you ought to be praying for.
So, I mean, I'm still, so you're saying that if we do cut spending, then that will hurt the economy. It's like giving a heroin addict one less hit that day. So you're saying, but we need to do that? We need to spend less, so we're going to have to feel. Go ahead.
Because if the currency dies, to me, I'm not a trained economist, and I'm not a financial advisor. I've just done a lot of research, hoping that I'm explaining things correctly as I've built my 30s and 40s career into talking about precious metals and trying to find credibility for people's concerns that are already thinking they should protect their savings. If you lose the dollar, you lose the wealth. You lose the debt too. So if we threw the dollar away, things are connected, right? If you throw the debt away, the 35 trillion, and you throw the dollar away, you also throw the wealth away. So someone sitting there with $10 million in net worth, that's dollars, $10 million, a 3-penny dollar. If we make the currency great again, then the wealth slides on a sliding scale. But you get to preserve the componentry of the financial world. If we switch to some Bitcoin currency, we switch to some cryptocurrency or a basket of stuff that, Trump's proposing, one that's never been done before. One, the cryptocurrency is not tested, tried and true, like, gold and silver would be, or hard work, or, earning your way through life. That's proven. You can't bring the wealth forward, because then the debt has to come with it. So there's no way out of this but cuts, drastic cuts. Americans, the dynamic nature of the American human being will solve problems locally. They will band together. They will come together and figure it out on Main Street and in the towns and the cities and the counties and the states. Power needs to come back to the states. And the only way that happens is with the government, the central government getting out of your way.
So my theory is we're in, like you say, we're in a pickle, right? We're in a real pickle. There's no easy way out of this. But here's, again, and I'm also not an economist, but my theory is that if instead of spending money on a bomb, right, which we've exploded, you know, I remember when the military budget was $200 billion a year and people were calling to cut it then. Now it's almost $1 trillion a year. During Trump, they said Trump was in the pocket of Putin, and they gave him an extra $132 billion to do war with. And so that's how you knew that Russiagate was always a lie. And because they kept giving that guy, they gave him an extra $132 billion during his presidency. That's just not for 1 year. That's every year in perpetuity. It never goes back down. Nope. So now it's up to, it's almost $900 billion a year. It's almost, so let's just say it's $1 trillion a year. So if we cut that in half, instead of spending $500 billion on war in Ukraine or with Taiwan and Gaza and Syria and Libya, and we built like high-speed rail, like when Eisenhower built the highway system, right? He did that as a Defense Department project. And what was the effect of that? The effect of that was that it built our economy, because now people can transmit goods and services lots easier. People could travel, spend money. It was a big boon to our economy, but he had to sell it as a defense project. That was the way we're going to move our missiles around, right? But it turned out to be a great economic investment. So we spend that. So when we spend that $500 trillion on bombs, they don't give us anything back. We get nothing back for that. But if we spend $500 trillion on infrastructure, on stuff like this, for instance, high-speed rail, like that all the developing countries are getting except us. If we did that, that would grow our economy, and then we could grow our way out of this a little easier. And that's so. But now we're not going to do that. They're not going to. I'm telling you, Elon Musk is not going to cut defense spending because he gets defense spending dollars. So I think I don't see a way out of this, which is why I put my money in gold. I think we're heading for a crash. By the way, Ed Dowd. Oh, I should have him on with you.
I would love that sometime.
Yes. So Ed Dowd, I just saw him on a pod, and I'm friends with him, and he's a very smart guy about everything financial, and he's predicting a big crash financially right now. He's predicting it, and he was saying that it's going to come. He's saying it's better that Trump is president than Biden because it's coming. But anyway, so I think if we did that, we could at least grow our economy. What do you say to that?
So so the we thing can't happen anymore. That's the thing. It can't be the we government that decides to spend money on projects. And when you're referencing Eisenhower, that we were still in the gold standard, right? So we were still living within our means. The government was still mostly right-sized. And if they wanted to spend money on something, they had to shave money from other budgets or raise taxes a little or create some tax. They had to punish the economy a little bit to get the money, because they don't really produce revenue. The states can. The states can say, here's our problems. We're not going to take any more American dollars. We're going to turn this over to the companies. We're going to invite, and I know companies get a lot of bad stigma put to them as greedsters and profiteers and whatnot, but the problem solvers. That's the problem-solving center of your economy. Every single sale is a solution to a problem. And the states can know their problems better than the government does. But everyone's living off that juice that comes from the government, and they have a very specific elixir. It's the kind that you can make out of thin air, and everyone's drunk on that. But the minute if states were to say, we're not taking any more federal money, we're kind of going to treat things here as best we can. If you mess with us, we got our own National Guard. We'll see what happens on the streets. We are going to have committees with government officials to facilitate the conversation about the issues so that companies could then say, well, could a retiree, work a phone a few hours a day and do customer service work? Could we keep that job from going to India and Pakistan and bring it home? I know you may not want to do that, but it would help because you would still be producing revenue here. States could start to formulate ways that they actually make money, make their own money. It's possible. You just have to get the cohesive tissue reformed, restored, which is government is a facilitator of the issues toward the solution. They're never the provider of the solution. That's what we're looking at now. When the baby boomers retired, the biggest problem we were ever going to face as a society, government printed money. They dealt with a real problem with artificial means. The inventiveness of America, the people that live here. Ronald Reagan said something like, it's unbelievable what the human spirit is capable of when you take off all the limits and restrictions. And that might scare the hell out of a lot of people. Well, the people that are, aren't equipped to be dynamic will get run over and left behind. No, because someone loves them. Someone loves them that's connected to someone who works somewhere that can solve the problems of our country state by state by state. And that's what I believe in.
Okay. We're going to find out if the country has any solutions. I feel like we're going to find out soon. We talked about this before, how who's the guy, Hathaway, who's the billionaire from Omaha? What's his name?
Warren Buffett.
Yeah, he's taken huge amounts of money out of the market, so he has all this cash on hand.
What's he waiting for?
Which makes me think that he sees there's going to be a fire sale pretty soon, and he wants to have as much cash on hand as he can to buy stuff up when everything crashes. And if anybody knows about stuff, it's that guy. So and then Ed Dowd said the same thing. Its crash is coming. So
it's a mathematical crash. It's not theoretical. When this money printing obscuring of our true financial pain can't work anymore, this will be the 11th recession, maybe second depression, probably, in our nation's history just since World War II. We've grown so silly, and it cut like that idiot that you had on earlier. We've grown so accustomed to thinking all we have in the financial world is spring and summer, spring and summer, spring and summer. No. There's a fall and a winter. On average, it would come by every 7 years. When the Fed intervenes and tries to prevent it from coming through, it might, from 2008, it might not be till 2030. It might be 2028 when it happens. Here's the last visual. It's not debt. I wrote about this once before. It's not, because Jimmy, if I borrowed $1,000 from you, you'd eyeball me kind of funny and go, all right, can you pay me back? All right, okay, when are you going to pay me back? What are the terms? And then you'd say, all right, when you loan me that $1,000, it's debt between us, but it's your property. You loaned me your property, financial property. You loaned it to me, and I got to give it back to you, just like if I borrowed your weed whacker one day. No one's paying back $35 trillion. So let's stop calling it debt. I've said this before. What it really is the government's action stealing America could have run pretty cool for maybe 500, 600, 700, 800 years, who knows? They're stealing money from the year 3000 and bringing it into 1970. They're bringing money from the year 2900 and bringing it into 1972. Eventually, you're bringing dollars from 2028 into 2026. And then you don't have anything left to steal from when you're in 2027. Those aren't annual calendar predictions. That's just a visual. So you're literally running out of the dollar as a resource to provide you with commercial activity. One day, yes, the government can keep printing money, and it could spend $2 trillion on the military. It could pay, new enlistees $200,000 a year to join the army. I don't know what that $200,000 would buy you out here in the country land where we have to eat. We have to eat. Just let that sink in. We have to afford food. Food travels around 1,200 miles from wherever it comes from to your Uber Eats or your grocery store or your local restaurant. So all of that dependency is on the ability for the population to even afford to eat. If they can't, everything breaks. And that's where the government clearly gets out of your way. That visual of stealing the future value of our dollars, sanctity. This is like ruining your shot at going to heaven. Like they're canceling seats in heaven. Our lifespan, our country's entire lifespan, the pursuit of happiness, they've been destroying that. Eventually those years meet, and there's no future to borrow from or steal from. It's not debt, it's theft.
And all I know is that, we went through some big inflation recently, and even though the official inflation numbers are down, those prices didn't come down. Those prices went up, and then they just stopped going up. That didn't come back down. So that's when people, that's when Biden and Harris tried to say, "Oh, but inflation's down." No, prices didn't come down. People are still unable to afford the things they need. Senior citizens are still cutting their pills in half, and so that they're not really they didn't address the problem. But and if we do money printing, it'll just that is what causes the inflation. That is it. And everybody agrees on that. Nobody doesn't agree on that. Everybody knows that money printing by the government causes inflation. Everybody from the MMT people, the modern monetary theories, and the Stephanie Keltons to Elon Musk. Everybody agrees that the money printing causes inflation, and nobody likes inflation. So, and that's
the source of the money printing is that farm example that I gave, where your farm isn't profitable, so you take on debt. But the government doesn't really take on debt; it borrows. And when they take on, they sell debt on Mondays to the big investment firms. Maybe it's 50 billion, 100 billion, 25 billion each Monday. You could read about it. Again, I'm not giving anyone financial advice. But then they also print. I mean, there's so many different ways they create debt. The government creates its own debt. The Treasury is financing its debt by selling more debt. That keeps a lot of the investment wheels turning. It's like the president from the South American country that said the only reason they still tax you is so you still think things are normal.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's an illusion. And your money, your savings, your wealth is in dollars. It could be in the euro. It could be in the Canadian dollar. It could be in gold and silver. It could be some crypto. But most people, 60 and up, have their savings in the dollar. The dollar is what's dying. When it dies, everything you think you're worth goes with it. That's just math trying to, wake people up. That's just the math story. Doesn't bend, it breaks.
Okay, well, everybody check out Paul's Substack at thepaulstone.substack.com. Time goes by fast. Look, we've been talking for 40 minutes already. It's great to talk to you. Great to see you. And hopefully we're going to be down. We'll have a tour down there in Florida, and we'll be able to see you soon.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. And, have a happy Thanksgiving. And everyone who's listening that's struggling, do the best you can. No family's the most important. Luxury food items, it's nice to have, but those family connections, and don't throw your family members away over politics.
Oh,
don't do that.
You see articles.
You guys need to band together.
I'm with you. Yeah, I know that I was just talking to Steph today about an article that says you don't have to have people over to your Thanksgiving in your family if they didn't vote the way you want. Like, what is going on? Yeah. Like this is called divide. Go ahead.
Because with this election, you had to choose someone. There were two choices. Someone who couldn't literally. I'd love to have new opinions, maybe a non-business mind that's just really wise, who doesn't have the eyeglasses they look through. Everything could be a profit and cut costs. I'd love to have more of a theorist, a wise theorist, a leader, a spiritual leader, an animal warrior in the White House that really gets what the people are about and where they're suffering. But Kamala did not possess that. She couldn't explain her way out of a paper bag. So the other option was the person who's running around every day of the week having a rally somewhere. He put in the work. He showed that in the world of physics, if you put in the work, you more oftentimes get what you were working for. And she hired celebrity spokespeople. Jeez. So someone had to be elected. Whether you're for Trump or against Trump, be for America. Be for improving America where your feet are. And this holiday season, be grateful you still have a heart beating in your chest. Help others. Be kind to others. That's really what makes America great. And this is the season to enter into where you don't want to forget that.
And don't let them divide and conquer, because that's all that is. When you see articles like that, that's them trying to divide and conquer. We just did a whole segment on DEI. That's all about divide and conquer. And so come together. That's the only thing that the establishment fears. So make sure you come together. Stop letting politics separate people. Your neighbor's not your enemy. You have a shared common enemy. Okay, Paul Stone, I appreciate it. Great to talk to you, buddy. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Jimmy. God bless
Okay.
you and everyone listening. Thanks for
Okay.
having me again.
You too. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. You dig? Hey, we're going to be doing live stand-up shows, Jimmy Dore and Friends. So the show this Friday is sold out. It's been sold out for a while in Burbank, but here in Studio City at our super intimate 60-seat Two Roads Theater, which I love that place. You can buy tickets December 14th and the 28th, right? That's it?
Yep.
Those are Saturdays?
Saturdays.
Look at that, Saturdays, so it's easy. So December 14th, December 28th, go get your tickets. We lowered the price. Tickets for the holiday season. Tickets have been $50 there the last few times we've done shows. We dropped it to $35. How about that? All right, so we'll see you then. Hey, you all have you all heard about Armra colostrum? You've all heard of it by now, right? It's been the best kept secret of industry insiders for a while. But word's finally getting out, and for good reason. Armra colostrum is everywhere these days. And when I first heard about it, I thought it was almost too good to be true. Thousands and thousands of people reporting absolutely transformational health benefits, tens of thousands of 5-star reviews, and life-changing stories. Colostrum is the first nutrition we receive in life, and it's an exclusive source of all the essential nutrients we need in order to thrive. Armra colostrum is a proprietary concentrate of bovine colostrum that harnesses over 400 functional nutrients. Armra colostrum has been known to strengthen immunity, improve gut health, ignite metabolism. I need some metabolism igniting, I'll tell you that. Vitalize hair growth. I could certainly use that. Enhance skin radiance. Who doesn't need that? I bet you Dr. Drew takes this because he's got fantastic skin. And fuel performance and recovery. We worked out a special offer for my audience. You can receive 15% off your first order. Go to tryarmra.com/Jimmy or enter Jimmy and get 15% off your first order. That's tryarmra.com/Jimmy. How's that?
Perfect. That was great. Excellent. Oh, and then this, here we go. That way. Oh, did I go the wrong way? Fun. There we go.
Oh, here we are.
There it is.
Hey, CB Distillery's having a massive Black Friday sale. Save up to 60% off their entire site with promo code RUMBLE. If holiday chaos has you stressed out and sleepless, bring back the merry and bright with CBD from CB Distillery. They have natural solutions for pretty much everything. Stress, sleep, post-workout pain, even mood and focus. And it's all made with the highest quality, clean ingredients. And it's the perfect gift for those on your list that have everything. Stuff their stockings with better sleep and treat your gym buddies to less pain after exercise, and grab a little holiday calm for yourself. You know what Misha's favorite product is? It's the Relief and Relaxation CBD.
I like it.
She loves it. And right now, you can save up to 60% during CB Distillery's Black Friday sale. It's the perfect time to stock up and get all your shopping done. Visit cbdistillery.com and enter code RUMBLE for up to 60% off. That's cbdistillery.com. Code RUMBLE. cbdistillery.com.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
All right.
Is that it for today?
That's it, other than all of the extra super chats.
Oh, we got some
that I
more
will stick
super
around
chats.
and
Let's
read.
do
Yes.
it. Let's do the super chats. I'm into them.
Okay.
I'll stick
okay.
around.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me get Andrew. Let me try to find this. Oh no. I don't
Yeah,
know which
girl.
direction I'm in to find the flyer. Who knows? Oh, well, at least that'll do. That'll do. Look, we got a bunch of other shows on there too. Sean, watching from the globalist puppet state of RSA, waiting for them to start an oxygen tax. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Sean.
Brad Gilbert, thank you for the compliment.
What's the compliment?
It's a compliment for me, Jimmy.
What is it?
Hey, you know what? He says redheads rock, which I know he's talking to me even though I'm not a redhead.
Oh, not anymore.
But the lighting in here makes me
it
look
Oh
like,
my God!
yeah.
Look how red your hair looks on
Does
camera.
It's so weird. There's something about the lighting in
There
here.
is something about I think it's the camera setting that makes your hair look red.
Maybe.
It's not that red in real life.
It's not. It was.
It
at
was
one
red.
point.
At one point it was
Yeah.
red.
Wizard Death Music would like you to reveal the lineup for the Two Road shows.
Oh, the lineup? I don't have it yet. But I'm gonna invite you know what's good? Thanks for reminding me. I'm gonna invite some friends. Jeff Dye, I don't know if you Jeff Dye is. I love him.
Love Jeff
See if he
Dye.
can do the show. Sam Tripoli from Tinfoil Hat Podcast. See if he can do it. Our own very own Chris, if he's available, we're
Chris.
gonna ask him to do some time on that show. Of course, Steph and me, and maybe Alan Havey. He's from the new Office reboot. My friend Alan Havey got cast. He's on that new the new Office,
have to see
produced by
that.
Ricky Gervais. Who else? So we have a lot of. I'll let you know when I set it up. We'll let you know.
Wizard, you'll know soon. Sparky, Soros helped the CIA set up NGOs in Eastern Europe during the Cold
Yes.
War to foment discord and help them foreign and domestically ever since. Trump's treasury pick worked for Soros. Soros fronts for CIA.
Oh, yeah. You know that treasury pick. We should do a segment about it. Not happy about him.
You should do on Wednesday.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not happy about that guy.
Rudy, thank you. I can't, and I don't even want to say for the compliment because then I'll have to read it.
Oh, what's the compliment?
It's just a compliment.
What is it?
It's just a
But
compliment.
they want it to
Rudy.
be red. They
Don't don't make me,
come on.
Rudy. Look,
I'll read. Will you read it?
no,
Want me to
no,
read it? I'll read it. I'll
no,
read it.
no.
Where is it?
Cut the camera.
Where's Rudy? I don't see it.
It's
Oh,
not here. I
there-
scrolled it. I scrolled it. It's
You can't. They want you to hear it.
Rudy. I feel like Rudy got more attention for this than had I read it. So
Okay.
really, you know.
All right, Rudy.
Thank you, Rudy. What? It didn't. But that'll be Chris's comment. Doghouse wants to know if Jimmy's trans.
I am.
He is trans.
I am.
I've seen the photos.
Yeah, I get kicked. They kick me out of men's rooms all the time. Okay, this is for biological men. I'm like, but how did you know?
You were a very pretty girl in those when you were.
Thank you.
You were in high school.
Yes, thank you. Misha's seen the pictures.
Very pretty.
People never think about it the other way. They always think about, oh, I don't want a trans guy going into a lady's bathroom, but they never think, what about a trans man who really looks like a man? You want them going into a woman's bathroom, right? You know what I'm
Right.
talking about?
Right. Yes.
You ever see those? I've seen trans men who are totally dudes, right? Do you want them because they were born with a vagina to go into a woman's? It's kind of weird, right? You never think about it the other way.
Yeah. You don't see him too often. Normally, I feel like I can tell when.
There's this one Buck Owens.
Yeah, that's who
That's
have
who
mine
I'm
too.
thinking of.
Yeah.
Buck Owens is like Dick Butkus,
I
right?
don't know who that is.
Dick Butkus is
But
a
it's a good
famous
name.
football player.
Okay.
The toughest, meanest football player of all time is
Okay.
Dick Butkus. Aptly named. And But anyway, yeah, I was thinking about that. But go ahead. So, I mean, can we just? I mean, like I've always said, if you're a trans woman and I can't tell, you win. But if you're a trans woman and you put on a dress and you look like you're like you're about to play middle linebacker,
Yeah.
I could see people are gonna have a problem with that.
Yeah. It's a loaded topic.
It is a loaded topic.
Loaded.
And I like talking about it when I get loaded.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Me too.
okay, next I hope it's not another compliment.
Nope. You know, well, there's a touch of it. Josh Wood as Josh
Wood, is that his porn name?
It is his porn name.
Come on.
As much as we miss Steph, we're always very glad to see you, Misha.
See?
An idea for your next skit. How about a parody of Keir Starmer, aka UK's Trudeau?
Yeah, Keir Starmer's horrible.
But what's the parody? Keir Starmer, aka UK. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see. Okay, so Keir Starmer parody. Okay, thank you, Josh Woods. Michael says, please do a reaction video to your interview with AOC to remind people what progressive used to mean. Keep speaking the truth.
Okay, a reaction video?
Reaction video.
What does that mean?
I think he wants you to play the AOC segment from didn't you had an AOC segment?
Oh.
Yes, isn't that what that's what I'm thinking too.
Oh, really?
Your first interview with AOC.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I get it now.
Yes, I think that's what Michael's requesting.
I enjoyed replaying that Barry Weiss one. Was that a reaction video? Is that what they call that? Yeah. We were reacting? Okay.
Yeah. That was a great video. I had never seen it before.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Very entertaining.
Yeah, well, we did it right at Flappers. You were probably working the bar.
I probably was. Remember those days.
Those were the days.
Those were some days. Sparky Pambondi advocated the deporting of students who protest against the Israeli genocide of Palestinians.
Oh, boy. Yeah, it's a bad... I'm not happy about it. What are you going to do?
Sparky again. Tell Steph. Sparky says to use butter rum lifesavers, and her voice will come back in 10 to 20 minutes.
No kidding.
Other flavors of lifesavers won't work. They must be butter rum lifesavers.
Really?
Interesting. Mediocre Witch. Why on earth would pharma stock prices be tanking due to RFK Jr.'s appointment if they are so sure he's wrong about blurp safety?
Vaccine safety?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay, last time I read Super Chats, I wasn't allowed to say these things. So I'm sticking to the rules.
I hear you.
Hart have Christopher M. Duncan, who starred in the movie We Rise Up and runs Consciousness Education Company, on to talk about Carl Jung's work sometime.
Really? What's the name?
His name is Christopher M. Duncan.
Let me look. Let me do a Google on Christopher M. Duncan.
He starred in We Rise Up. Hart says, I'm sure it would be a good talk in more ways than one.
He's the founder of Conscious Education Company.
That's him.
He's his best-selling book, You're Not Broken. Yeah, well, I've got a book for you. You don't know me. He lives in Australia with his wife, Harriet.
Oh. Bossy.
After he had a near-death experience. Did you know that?
Oh.
Yeah. He created the magnetic mind method, teaching others how to become super conscious and create anything they desire. Come on.
It's a little a little secret, like The Secret, maybe. One of those.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No, I'm not saying he was, but that's
after a near-death experience in 2009, he dedicated his life to understanding how to create success and find meaning in the laws of the universe. What he discovered was that most people have been misled about the fundamental ways in which manifestation really works. After studying one-on-one with some of the most transformational minds in the world, He created the magnetic mind method. Boy, I wonder what it would be like to talk to him. I wonder if it would be like, all right, relax, kind of a talk, or
Maybe we should watch one of his videos.
let's watch a video, yeah, of his. What's his name? Christopher M. Duncan. Let's see if he's on YouTube. I bet he is.
While Jimmy looks for Mr. Duncan's video.
Yes.
Throw in another Sparky. Keep in mind,
Does he make yo-yos? Because I love Duncan yo-yos. People don't know that anymore. That's an old reference.
Is that about yo-yos or about donuts?
They used to be called Duncan Imperial yo-yos.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you?
No. Okay, go ahead.
Sparky, keep in mind Israel has killed many more Americans than Iran has. Remember the USS Liberty, which Israel killed 35 Americans alone. Kirk the 11. Hi, JD. Kirk, Death's Door Gin Guy. Watching here in Wisconsin with Mom, who you met in Chicago this summer. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Peace. Peace to Misha after our clash over pasta encroaching on your show. See you then. Over pasta encroaching.
Craig Pasta.
After clash. Okay, I don't get it.
Did you have a clash with Craig Pasta when I wasn't here?
No.
I didn't hear. If you did, I didn't hear about it. Nobody talked about it.
Kirk, peace to you as well, Kirk. Assalamu alaikum.
Let's get into today's session. Accessing the magnetic moment with one simple strategy. So one of the most important things is that you aren't problem solving your life, okay? For many of us, when we live in a problem reality, every single one of our choices are designed to try to make our life better. And because of that, we can never have them, okay? And obviously you guys know this is in the basics. But the unhappy, and I think this outcome, let's say it's more money, is going to make me feel happy. I will never be able to achieve that because I'm not it. I'm being unhappy, thinking if I have that, then I will be happy. And the truth is what you're actually doing is saying money has the power to make me happy. You follow it? And so that this structure never ever works. You can never hold on to it. And all that happens is maybe you get the money, but you're still unhappy. The only way to truly manifest with power and precision and to keep it, whether that's love or good health or abundance or, to create a movement or have the family want, whatever it is, you must be it first.
So he's saying that you have to, as Jesus said, ask and act as if it has already been received. So whatever you want, you have to convince yourself that you already have it because you already have it, and then act that way. Okay, that's basically what he's saying. Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
I like his accent.
I like his accent too. Sparky, break it off in BlackRock by spoiling their Ukraine plans. Make Ukraine Russia again. You know, Sparky really likes to make Ukraine Russia again because here we go. Make Ukraine Russia again. Don't leave a rump state called Ukraine lest it remain a NATO playground, a carpetbagger's money laundry, and a BlackRock property.
Yep, you're right, Sparky.
Sparky thrice. Anytime someone says Israel is our only friend in the Middle East, I can't help but think before Israel we had no enemies in the Middle East.
Yes.
Quote by U.S. missionary John Sheehan.
Nice.
Sandra, go to the Great Warning movie in Regal Southgate Theater, Jimmy.
Okay.
It's only 90 minutes and it's a fundraiser. Pee first, you'll make it.
I'll look it up. The Great Warning. I'm going to look it up right now.
Great Warning. Thank you, Sandra. The Regal Southgate Theater. Where's that? Uh-oh. Too many things. Renegade DEI. Oh.
Write about my mercy toward tormented souls.
This is the trailer.
Punish even the greatest sinner if he makes an appeal to my compassion. A sign in the heavens.
Okay.
Okay.
I have to watch the rest of this
Yes.
trailer.
It's kind of hard to figure out what it's about. Renegade DEI equals divide everyone indefinitely.
What is it?
Divide everyone indefinitely. Yeah.
DEI. Oh, nice.
Yes, that is nice. Whistle and pee hole.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Rumble time should be pinned to the front page of Rumble all weekend long.
I agree.
Yes. Dr. Disrespect debuts on Rumble today. Dr. Disrespect. Oh, Dr. Disrespect debuts on Rumble today. Got it. Dr. Disrespect must be somebody. Thank you, Whistle and pee hole. Greasy. JD Vance supported the rail strike, so they supported him. Joel, thank you so much, Joel. Asked Jimmy if he saw Sunny on The View and had to say a legal note like
Yeah, we
twice.
played it. We did it. We dropped it
Yeah.
as a video.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Thank you, Joel. I'd rather be ironing. Funny name. John 14:27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give you as the world gives. I do let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid.
Okay. It sounds something from the Bible, right?
Yes, yes.
Be not afraid. I go before you always. Come follow me. Okay.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Corn Pop the Battered Dude. Did you know Steve Mnuchin, am I saying that right, is a Skull and Bones member?
Skull and Bones. Steve Mnuchin.
Yeah.
Steve Mnuchin. He used to be he was the old Treasury Secretary, right?
Okay. I know his name's very famous. Misha should do a parody of that god-awful Jaguar commercial. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my God.
I need to see the Jaguar commercial.
You haven't?
I
They ruined.
haven't.
They've wrecked their brand. They did a.
Oh, it's a DEI thing.
Oh my God! They got rid of their. It's unbelievable. They got rid of their symbol of the Jaguar.
Jaguar?
Yeah, and then now they have guys walking around in dresses and.
What?
You can't. You want here? I'll pull it up. Go ahead. You
my
keep writing.
gosh.
I'll
Okay.
find it.
That was from my ND Runner. Oops. Oh, I just deleted something that. Hey Jimmy, what's your favorite Bill Hicks bit?
Well, looks like we got ourselves a reader.
Yeah. Hey, this is one's for you, Chris. What's the square root of apple pie? That's nocturnal human.
Here it is. Here, I'll